Shalom, shalom. Giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kwadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutes to all the 144,000 elect men. Taking a look at some, I'm going to look at Isaiah in this lesson, Isaiah chapters 13 and verse 1. Inspired to do this video. It was brought out a little bit at camp, looking a little bit at the Babylon, the fall of the Medes and the Persians, judgments on the day of the Lord, prophecies about Babylon. And if we go straight to verses 9, of 13, it says, "And Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." Looking at this little parallel here of the judgments and the comparison between Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah, which has fallen. That was history, which was prophesied to happen, and it did happen. Similarly, today, Babylon is prophesied to fall, and prophecies, not one of the Most High's prophecies has failed. So just getting a little bit of glimpse of this. This is a bit of history and a little bit of prophecy all in one. Just going to be a quick one, Abaratazar. Maybe there's going to be some more. There's a lot I can get into, but I want to just touch on certain little the parallels. And something also was brought out, the city of Babylon. And when you talk about the city of Babylon, when you talk about the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, let me just check something out here, which I looked at this already. Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah occurs 93 times in 18 verses in the KJV. And that's how you can come up with ideas to do videos, man. Just go on the Blue Letter Bible, and you can just tap in words and get into your words. And I'm getting more into my words, which leads you into prophecy, which leads you into understanding history better and understanding the root of the scriptures better, and just general knowledge, understanding our words. Abaratazar, be an edifying video. So now it was mentioned as well that there's other cities. It was mentioned there's other cities. So I tapped in Google, which were the three cities around Sodom and Gomorrah? Which was those other cities? Because Sodom and Gomorrah is two cities. And when we pronounce it in the Christian church, this is something, by the way, I wasn't taught in the Christian church. We would never learn things like this in the Christian church. You have either you get spoon-fed or guided by the Holy Spirit, which was given to the elders and our apostles, the elders, the brotherhood, and how you come to have a broader, wider peripheral vision of learning is and getting our days to do videos through. It ultimately comes from the Spirit of the Lord. Now these other cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, that's two. I'm gonna see if I can try and without butchering these words. Admah, Zeboim, so that's 1, 2. Admah, 3. Zeboim, that's 4. And Zoar, Bila. These are the other 5 cities. Like, practice makes perfect, man. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, but see, these are the other 5 cities: Admah, Zeboim, and Bila, plus Sodom and Gomorrah. 5 constituted the 5 cities of the plain, and they were referenced throughout both the Old and New Testament. Right. And it mentions there, and the Quran. So these were the other 5 cities, according to the little research I've did here. And these were also destroyed. It goes into it. God especially stated that he would destroy 2 other cities besides Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zebohim. However, it appears he also destroyed Zohar, because after Lot left Zohar, his 2 daughters said there was no one in the land for them to marry. So he also destroyed these other cities here too. Zohar, because there was no they couldn't find no marriage mates. His 2 daughters. So these all were destroyed. All these cities were destroyed. A little bit. Let me see if I'm getting anything else out of here. This is according to the Google. What country is Sodom and Gomorrah now? Let's see. What country? It says Mount Zebon, the southwestern end of the sea, reflects Sodom's name, represents the industrial site of Sodom. Israel, right? See, Israel on the Dead Sea shore is located near the presumed site of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, I did a video on that little way back, and it's also in the Van der Van dictionary. There's a old land, what you call it, monument, if you like, of that salt where Lot's wife was changed into salt, and that's still there. That memorial, that statue in the book of the Van der Van dictionary. That could be that could be another video, but I just wanted to get these other. And the Most High said that would be a monument, as an example of a rebellious wife who didn't obey, not to turn back and look at the city. She was warned not to do that. Now, I just wanted to bring out these points here. Abu Ratazar, there's a whole heap of meat in the precepts we looked at. The cities, I did my own research and I came up with all of the 5 cities. Admah, Zebohim, Zohar, Bela. That's the other 3, plus Sodom and Gomorrah. For those of us that didn't know, or for those of us that may be getting these reminders, and I'm reminding myself too. Let's go to Genesis. This is where it started. This is where it all happened. Just read this. Genesis 19:24 says, "And then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven, and he overthrew those cities." Yeah, and all, see, when he mentions those cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, plus the other 3 cities, which we just looked at, the other 3 cities. Those other cities, let me go again for pronunciations. Admah, Zebohim, and Zohar, Bela. Zohar, Bela, that's 1 city. Zohar, Bela is 1 city. Admah, Zebohim, Sodom and Gomorrah, that's 5 altogether. Back to it. Let me zoom in. That's going to be a quick one anyway before I hit the road. Just want to get this throw these drills in, spiritual drills, as reminders. And if you didn't know, now you know. Yeah. So this, and what happened again? Yeah, what happened? We was talking about what happened to Lot's wife. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. Everything sulfur, and that was a prophecy that was fulfilled. The burning of Sodom and Gomorrah, fire and brimstone. She was warned, here we go, 26, but his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And that was a judgment that was, she was warned not to do it. The whole family was warned not to do it, but his wife didn't hearken, and she looked back and she returned unto the pillar of salt. Hence, to this day, you can still see that monument that memorial, that statue of Lot's wife there as a reminder of to obey and to hearken to the Lord at all times, right? And let me read a bit more. And so yeah, that's the point. There's a lot I could get into, but I just wanted to get that reminder, man. You know, that's the 5 cities. That's the 5 cities, and had the Most High made those examples. There's other precepts we can get into too. Amos 4:11 says, I have overthrown some of you as gods overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and ye were as a firebrand plucked out of the burning. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith the Lord. Most I've always used that as many other examples of cities. Abraham also, what he did to the whole globe. He flooded the whole globe, and he only spared 8 out of a family. So the Most High, you also get a glimpse onto the austereness of the Most High when He warns you to do something. Just hearken, man, and see how many examples we got here of what He did to Sodom and Gomorrah. Another one. Let me pick this one random here. This wouldn't be prophecy. This would be if you go to Genesis 13:10, yeah. And Lot lifted up his eyes, and behold, all the plain of Judah that it was well watered. Yeah, bit of history now. It was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. This was a flourishing city, and that's why his wife encouraged him. Let's stay here. He's flourishing right near to in the city, in the midst of the city, where the business is booming. Everything you want is at your dispense, at your beck and call, so to speak. And we wouldn't want for anything if we stay here. So Lot hearkened. He listened to his wife, and he hearkened, and that's where they dwelt. That's a part of the history. So behold, all the plain of the Jordan that it was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Even as water is a part of shows another part of where people like to dwell near the water, because you got a whole heap of business that take place near water. Fishing business. Those days fishing, buying and selling would have been a very prominent business. As we know, a lot of the apostles were into the fishing. So Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord. What was the garden of the Lord? Like the land of Egypt, as though comes unto Zoar, paradise. Edom, that's another word for paradise, which was the Garden of Eden. Right? So Egypt also, man. Egypt was a flourishing land, business. Today we have modern day Egypt, flourishing in business, exporting, importing, cargo, shipping, business. Now we've got the planes. We've got planes today, cargo planes. We've got the trucking. Them days it was mainly the shipping, and the donkeys. And the mules, the farming, the donkeys, the mules, the farming taking place. That was all the business, part of the business that was. But Sodom and Gomorrah was known for being a very buzzing city. But it was destroyed. According to prophecy, it was destroyed. And the Most High uses examples of future cities, which we looked at this one. We opened up with this one. Yes, I'll read it again. 13:19 says, and Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, Isaiah 13:19. The beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right, man. Business beauty was described as beauty. The kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans. Right? The soothsayers, the witches and the warlocks. And as a matter of fact, I want to look That could be another video, but the point is already made. There's 3 cities, 2 cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, and you got the other 3 cities, which makes 5. We looked at them. Let me get one more example to read here. Jeremiah 49, which lead us into prophecy, by the way. It leads us into prophecy because Sodom is today modern day Egypt, which Egypt is modern day the Romans, all rolled up into one. The revived Romans, and the revived Romans, which were they're revived, shall be destroyed also. All in a nutshell. Modern day Sodom, modern day Romans, modern day Babylon. Past, present, and future has already happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, and we mentioned the other cities. And modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon, as we're looking at. Let's look at this other example here. Jeremiah 49 and 18 says, as in the overthrow, these examples of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, again, those neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Right, and now it's just sulfur. And you can go, it's used now, there's a tour guide now that they have there now. And that image of the wife in the pillar of salt is part of the tour guide that you can go and you can visit and you can see. And you can pick up the sulfur and the brimstone, the remains, which is the remains of Sodom and Gomorrah. And they say it's very inflammable. They say that it's very inflammable. So and it gives off a blue kind of flame when you you put a little bit of flame to it. It gives us a blue, like igniting flame. So these are some examples. Another one, Jeremiah 50 and 40 says, as God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities, them other cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell there. So many examples we got here, man. You see, the Most High makes sure He drums it into us. He drums it into us. Those neighboring cities. He keeps on mentioning those neighboring cities. Now we remember them. Now we got them. Abu Ratazar, store that in your memorial bank, in your memory bank. Sodom. Which were the 3 cities around Sodom and Gomorrah? Let me see if I store them in my memory bank. Sodom and Gomorrah, because we don't learn these things in church. These are necessary facts, figures, history, and we want to be all-round prophets. That's why I'm doing this little video here, and doing videos also helps you to remember things too. I find that, right? Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboham, and Zohar, Bela. Those are the 5 cities. Now let's get back. I looked at a lot of those examples. We can't look at all of them. I want to check something out. Just want to look at one word, just one, in this video. Like I say before I hit the road, if there's anything else I can come back and do it. That I want to get into. If there's anything else I want to come back and get into, I can do so in another video. So Sodom, a little bit about Sodom. Sodom burning, whatever information we're going to read it. Scorch, burn. Sodom, from an unsued red root, meaning to scorch, to burn. Volcanic. Boy, Mosai really he's all knowing. He named it Sodom, and that was the end result of it. Scorch, brimstonious district, Sodom, a place near the Dead Sea. Sodom, meaning scorch, burn. Canaanite city usually paired with Gomorrah, located in the area of the Dead Sea. We looked into that. It was correct, near to the Dead Sea and the Jordan River. both cities destroyed by God in judgment. So I looked at one and it really covers both of them, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's all. Let me just hear something.
Sodom.
Alright. Sodom. Simple and plain. Since I looked at Sodom, I will look at Gomorrah. H6 017.
Strong's H 6017. Amorah.
What's the meaning? Strong says ruined heap. A place in Palestine. Right, see? Prophecy. That's the future end result. Missiles are going to hit the future land where they are now. This is it. Gomorrah. See, this was all the Spirit of the Lord, where it led me to what's happening now over there in that land. And that's the future. Once again, what happened to them already? Sodom and Gomorrah. What goes around comes around. Prophecy. All right. Ruined heap. Amorah, a place in Palestine. Gomorrah. Submersion. The twin city in evil with Sodom, both destroyed in judgment by God with fire from heaven. That's all I need to bring out. Enough said. Abu Razar. If there's anything else, I can always come back. If anything else comes to mind through the power and Spirit of the Lord, we'll come back and get into it. So we're going to end off the video. I can hear some noise in the background, so we're going to end now. Isaiah 13 and 19 says, "And Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellence shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yoshai, the Wada, for putting the Spirit on me to do this video. Shalom, it's on to the next.